Hello to my viewers there. Before we start our topic is let me introduce to you myself. I'm Kin Philip Digap, BSIT to ABA student. So before we start this topic which is software testing and quality assurance. So ano nga ba ang pumapasok sa ating isipan pag naririnig natin ang salitang software? Sabi dito sa dictionary is software is the programs and other operating informations used by a computer. Ito yung mga software, yung mga apps na ini-install natin sa mga computer, ganun sa phone natin. Yun. Start na natin yung ating topic. What is software testing? Sabi dito is several definitions. Testing is the process of establishing confidence that a program or system does what it is supposed to by Hetzel 1973. Testing is the process of executing a program or system with intent of finding errors by Mears 1979. Testing is any activity aimed at evaluating an attribute or capability of a program or system and determining that it meets its required results by Hetzel 1983. Bakit kailangan natin ng software testing? Kasi isa ito sa requirements para ma-ensure natin yung software kung may defect ba ito or may mga errors, missing requirements, and mga bugs. Kaya kailangan natin i-check kung nagra-run ba ng maayos yung isang software. Kaya kailangan natin ang sinasabing software testing. Next is, ito pa yung next na other definition is one of the very important software development phases. A software process based on well-defined software quality, control and testing standards, testing methods, strategy, test criteria, and tools. Engineers performs all types of software testing activities to perform a software test process. The last quality checking point for software on its production line. Software testing is about testing a feature by applying test data to get a result and then comparing the actual result with expected result. Expected result is equal to it's from client side. Actual result it's obtained after a test execution. It is only finding the defect in the SW. It is the completely dedicated discipline of evaluating the quality. So yung parang expected result dito is nanggagaling sa mga user, like sa atin yung mga nag-download ng software ganun. Sa actual result naman is sabi dito na obtain after a test execution. Saka mo lang malalaman kung tapos na yung na-execute na yung software. So, dito sa next page, who does testing? It depends on the process and the associated stakeholders of the projects. In the IT industry, large companies have a team with responsibilities to evaluate the developed software in context of the given requirements. Moreover, developers are also conduct testing which is called unit testing. In most cases, the following professionals are involved in testing a system within their respective capacities. Kagaya ng mga software tester, software developer, project lead manager, pati na rin yung mga end user. Different companies have different designations for people who test the software on the basis of their experience and knowledge, such as software tester, software quality assurance engineer, Q&A analyst, etc. It is not possible to test the software at any time during its cycle. The next two sections state when testing should be started and when to end during test DLC. So, dito sa part na to is yung mga mag-test is nakabase sa mga experience and knowledge ng mga software tester, software developer, project lead or manager, tsaka yung mga end user. Kung mas angat yung experience sa knowledge mo, mas mataas na ikaw ay maging tester. Why testing is important? Software testing is really required to point out the defects and errors that were made during the development phases. It's essential since it makes sure of the customer's reliability and their satisfaction in the application. It is very important to ensure the quality of the product, delivered to the customer's help in gaining their confidence. Testing is necessary in order to provide the facilities to the customers like the delivery of high quality product or software application which requires lower maintenance costs and hence results into more accurate, consistent, and reliable results. Testing is required for an effective performance of software application or product. It's important to ensure that the application should not result into any failures because it can be very expensive in the future or in the later stages of development. It requires to stay in the business. Uh, Mahalaga talaga yung mga pag-test sa isang software bago may launch para maayos yung mga defects, makita yung mga defects or errors, saka hindi maano yung mga gumagamit ng software. And sabi dito na dapat kailangan mag-provide yung mga developers ng software ng high quality product or software para low para mababa lang yung maintenance cost. 7 principle of software testing. Una nga dito is testing shows presence of defects. Testing can show that defects are present but cannot prove that there are no defects. Even testing the application or product, truly we cannot say that the product is 100% defect free. So, hindi nakakasigurado na 100% defect free yung isang software dahil minsan nagkakaroon din to ng mga bugs. Pangalawa, exhaustive testing is impossible. Testing everything including all combinations of inputs and preconditions is not possible. So instead of doing exhaustive testing, we can use these and priorities to focus testing efforts. Early testing. In the software development lifecycle, testing activities should start as early as possible and should be focused on defined objects. So, sa paggawa pa lang ng software is kailangan na natin i-test yung mga objectives para maiwasan natin magkaroon ng mga errors sa bugs. Defect clustering. A small number of modules contain most of the defects discovered during pre-release testing or shows the most operational failures. Pesticide paradox. If the same kinds of tests are repeated again and again, eventually the same set of test cases will no longer be able to find any new bug to overcome this pesticide paradox. So dito na yung So, dito is kailangan natin ulit-ulitin yung mga pag-test sa mga object para maiwasan natin yung mga new bugs. Testing is context depending. Testing is basically context dependent. Different kinds of sites are tested differently. For example, safety critical software is tested differently from an e-commerce site. Absence of errors fallacy. If the system built in unusable and does not fulfill the user's needs and expectations, then finding and fixing defects does not. So dito is kung hindi na meet yung expectation ng isang user, try na i-fix yung isang software base sa mga feedbacks ng mga nakagamit. Fundamental software testing. The 5 stages of the fundamental: test planning and control, test analysis and design, test implementation and execution, evaluating exit criteria and reporting test closure activities. So ito nga yung mga phases ng fundamental test process. So una nga dito is test planning and control ito. Tsaka test analysis and design, test implementation and execution, evaluating exit criteria and reporting, and test closure activities. So yung test implementation and execution, fix, test, design, and repeat. Saka yung evaluating exit criteria and reporting, and test analysis and design, it fix, design, and repeat. So yung planning and control, saka yung exit criteria and reporting is nakadepende siya sa fixed component test plan and repeat. QA, QC, and testing. Testing, quality assurance and quality control. Most people get confused when it comes to pin down the differences among quality assurance, quality control, and testing. Although they are related and some extent they can be considered as same activities, but there exist distinguishing points that set them apart. The following table lists the points that differentiate QA, QC, and testing. Sa bandang quality assurance is include activities that ensure the implementation of process, procedures, and standards in context to verification of developed software intended requirements. Samantala sa quality control is it includes activity that ensure the verification of developed software with respect to documented. Habang sa testing naman is it includes activities that ensure the identification of bugs, errors, effects in software. Sa quality assurance is nakalaad dito yung mga kung paano ginawa yung isang software na plano and paano yung procedures. Sa quality control naman is yung pag-verify na or pag-launch na sa isang software. Samantalang sa testing is from the word testing na iti-test yung software kung may mga bugs, errors, or mga defects. There are types of testing: manual testing and automation testing. Automation testing is HP Test Professional, Selenium, IBM National Functional Tester, Silk test, test complete, testing anywhere, Windrunner, Load Runner, Visual Studio Test Professional, and WATIR. Testing method. There are three types of testing. White box testing. It includes unit testing, structural testing, black box testing, functional testing, integration testing, system testing, usability testing, compatibility testing, configuration testing, concurrency testing, and the last types of testing is non-functional testing. It includes the security testing, automation, performance, load, stress, volume, or recovery testing. Documentation. Testing documentation involves the documentation of artifacts that should be developed before or during the testing of software. Documentation for the software testing helps in estimating the testing effort required, test coverage requirement, tracking, or tracing. This section describes some of the commonly used documented artifacts related to software testing, such as test plan, test scenario, test case, testability matrix. So, dito nga sa documentation is, sabi ko kanina na nakaplano, nakasaad dito yung mga plano, yung mga yung plano kung paano i-test yung isang software, kung paano yung scenario, at kung paano i-trace, mga ganon. Skill required to become a software tester. Sabi dito is good software tester. Kailangan mong maging verbal and written communication. Kailangan mo ng passion, technical skills, analytical skills, attitude, productivity. So, kailangan mo ng passion to be a good software tester dahil kung hindi mo naman gusto yung ginagawa mo, wala rin lang. Sa technical skills, dapat magaling ka rin mag-troubleshoot and maghanap ng mga bugs and errors. Analytical skills, ito yung dapat magaling ka sa pag-analyze ng mga data and kung paano mag-run ng isang software. Tsaka magandang attitude, importante din to, and productivity na kung saan is from the word productivity na magaling ka sa bagay na to. Ang salary nga dito ng isang software tester sa India is average ng rupees 310,575 rupees per year. People in this job generally don't have more than 10 years experience. Experience strongly influence salary for this job. The skills that increase pay for this job the most: test automation, test planning, and SQL. So, sa job na ito is kailangan mo ng skills ng test automation, test planning, and SQL. And sa SQL is yung paglink ng mga data. And itong job na ito is hindi mo kailangan ng more than 10 years na experience. Pero nakadepende pa rin sa experience yung salary mo. And yung salary din sa United States is ang average ay $55,334 per year. Most people with this job move on the top of positions after 20 years in this career. The highest paying skills associated with this job are ASP, .NET, and .NET. So, yung highest paying dito na career is yung may 20 years ka na experience, and yung highest na makukuha mong salary per year is 85k dollars. So ito yung mga kailangan para maging isang tester, or parang ito na yung pinaka roadmap para maging isang software tester. Una nga dito is test executor, pangalawa is test designer, sunod doon is senior tester, and technical tester, and last is test manager. Scope of testing. Software testing professionals are in huge demand both in India and abroad. Indian testing board has more than 30,000 certified testers in international software testing qualifications board foundation level exam. Is globally accepted certification for software testers. Software testing is more challenging domain. At the same time, it offers lucrative salary package for talented professionals. Every day, hundreds of new software applications are launched in the market. As a result, there's a huge demand of software testers who can validate software products at various levels. According to recently survey, India is going to be popular software outsourcing destination in the world because its operational efficiency and talented workforce. As a software tester, your career advancement will follow the following hierarchy: junior test engineer, senior test engineer, team lead, and project manager. So, alam naman natin na ang India is magagaling sa mga programming, and expect na natin na magaling din sila sa ganito, sa mga software testing. And kahit yung mga Indian is yung mga bata pa lang is alam na nilang mag-code ng mga JavaScript, ganun yung mga web development. And yun lang, salamat sa panonood.